Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm doing my options portfolio weekly review. This is where I go over all my trades for the week. I'm pretty transparent about everything I do, and I talk about what went good, what went wrong. This week was actually a pretty good week for me, but I did try some different strategies. I was trading some shorter dated contracts, which is kind of new for me, and I guess you'll see what me day trading looks like and how I felt doing it. So it was a pretty good week for me. It seemed like everything wanted to go my way, which is pretty nice given the fact that a lot of people saw the market as being like whiplash. Uh, One thing I wanted to point out in this video was that I got accepted into the Amazon affiliate program. What this means is there's a link in all my videos. If you click on it and you purchase stuff from Amazon, then I get like a 1 to 4% commission. And it doesn't cost you guys anything, but it does help support a small YouTube channel. So when you're doing your Christmas shopping, if there's a channel that you want to support, click on their link before you check out, and then they'll get like 1 to 4% commission, which is pretty cool. And that's just money that's just not going into Bezel's pocket. It'll go into like a creator's pocket that you like. So something to think about if you want to do that. So daily close snapshots, you can quickly see it was a pretty good week for me. A lot of this came from a play that I put on the previous Friday, so it's like a 2-day play, which is pretty cool. And looking at the progress report overview, you can see my account jumped up to 174,000, and last week it was at 165, so that's an $8,900 gain for the week, or a 5% return. Brought my months till millionaire back down to 35, and I have a typo here, but this is realized premium for December. It's up to 7,100, which is pretty cool because we're only 2 weeks in. Here's the monthly realized income tracker. You can see I had a string of bad months there. Like I gave back 18, 19, 23,000 in the last 4 months. At least December is coming back, so that's pretty cool. This week, did a lot of trades, and I was doing a lot of smaller spreads that were like 0 days till expiration, or they all expired like 12/10, and all those trades were on like QQQ, and then Tesla. I was doing bear puts that I was buying premium and closing them when Tesla moved in my direction. And it was a pretty wild experience. Like I could see why people get addicted to it. Like there's a big thrill in it. Like any minute you can make or lose $100 or $1,000 because stuff moves quick. You're very exposed to Vega. I would say that overall I don't think it's the best trading style for me because it just left me being really greedy. Like down here towards the end here, I was trying to make a play that was going against me come back for a win, and I was buying more puts than I really intended to do, and I don't know, it leads to like a dangerous road of thinking for me. So this 0 or 1 week contract deal, although it did come out to be like a positive for the week, it's just not for me. I felt more stressed out, and at the same time felt more like I was gambling than investing. So you won't be seeing me do a lot more 0 or 1 week DTE contracts because, quite frankly, I think it throws off my thinking and my process. Some other things I found myself doing is starting to feel like a lot of FOMO when I was doing this. Like, well, if I would have put more money onto that, I could have made 20% of my account if I just YOLO'd everything. It's just, I don't know, it leads to like a aggressive, greedy train of thoughts that I don't like. So it was a cool experiment. I probably should have done it in a paper account, but I didn't. Luckily, I came out ahead, it looks like, but it's just not a style for me. A lot more stress to it, and just chasing like endorphins or some highs. So like, just not my trading style. I'm gonna cut that out, even though it was positive. It's just, I don't know, I'll pass on that, For the week, I did realize $6,094, which is pretty good. Obviously, makes up a lot of losses from the previous weeks, and I'm going to black out all those like shorter day stuff that doesn't follow my typical trading style, so that we can focus on the trades that are more consistent with how I usually trade. Because I just said I don't want to even like talk about all those day trades I was doing because it's just not my forte. Not an expert that you should be following on those. Anyway, back to here. This TQQQ ratio. This is actually 2 put spreads that I opened up a couple weeks ago, and I was able to close it for like about a 50% gain here. These Baba calls, I bought some out of the money leaps on Baba when Baba got down to 108. So I perfectly timed the bottom on Friday. And then on Tuesday, obviously Baba shot up to 130. I ended up closing it when Baba got back down to like 127 or 126. And that's mostly because I was bouncing ideas off of Ro from the Discord. And he was kind of pointing out some things and made me realize that I was just being greedy holding it at that point, especially since this is an out-of-money call where I'm sitting there at the mercy of Theta over time. I know there's like 2 years before this would even be touched by that, but having a position where Theta's working against me, I don't like, and especially since it was out of the money. And the move I got let me get a pretty big win. So like Baba to make this profit at expiration, I think I had what was it, 180 would be what Baba would have to be at. So that small jump up this early got me a pretty good profit that if I wait till expiration, I would need Baba to be up to 180 to get. So it just made sense to close it out. This is a trade I'll probably make a video about to compare like buying in the money calls versus out of the money calls, because even though this made this was pretty good play for my portfolio, I felt like it could have been better to put on a lot less contracts and do in the money calls. I think we would have had a bigger or better pay ratio or a good profit margin and had less at risk. So that's a trade that went well for me, but I still think could have been better. And I do want to say thank you to James to helping me realize, I should probably close it out, lock it in. It's a good thing to be part of a trading community where you can bounce ideas off of people and they can kind of say, hey, look at yourself here. You might be doing something that you don't intend to do. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, click on the link below, join. It's completely free. There's a lot of knowledgeable people in there with a lot of experience, and it's saved me quite a bit of money too. Let's be real. Okay, after that, Beyond, I decided to sell a $60 put for 60 cents. That expires in a couple of weeks. That's a 1% return for a 2-week hold, I think it was. And I think that's going to be a good trade that just sits there and gets me $60. One thing I wanted to do was add more bearish plays to my portfolio, because it's one of those things that you can do to kind of reduce the volatility in your portfolios, to have both bearish and bullish positions. And the 2 trades I wanted to target that was a bear zebra on Apple. And basically, what this is every dollar that Apple's below 175, I make $100. And if it's above and shoots through 185, my max loss is limited to $1,850, the debit I paid to enter this. And it's a zero extrinsic trade, so volatility shouldn't affect this too much. If anything, it might help me slightly. And it's just one of those plays that just, if the market goes down, Apple's probably going to follow it, and I can close this out. I'm hoping to make $1,000 from this play, but right now it's actually down because I think Apple's up to 178. The other play I put on was I made a snow bear put, and let me make sure I say this right. I bought the 365, sold the 350. So this play, we want snow to go down as well. So it's a bear play, and ideally snow goes down below 350. And I have until January 14th for that to happen. I just need like a small dip for snow before I close this out for a profit. And I think snow is likely to dip before it rips again. So that's why I kind of went with that one. A Newegg here. This is one of those I just thought was getting pretty good premium for the price point. Newegg at $10, I'm okay with buying at that point. And I was getting 70 cents for that. That just was too good to pass up. I realized that IV, there has to be 70 cents for a reason, so maybe Newegg is due for a leg down. So I only stuck with one contract, kept it really small for my portfolio here. But that's a pretty nice return. $70 for $1,000 risk if Newegg stays above if Newegg stays above $10. And then the last one I sold a put on Coin. I don't have any cryptocurrency in my portfolio or anything like that. But I figured, why not make some money from the exchange where all the cryptocurrencies trade on? So I sold a put on Coin at 200. I think the lowest it's been is 208, and I actually think Coin is probably go up from here. So this might be something I close out early. Basically, I think this is going to be an easy $400 when I close it for 30 cents probably in the future. If you take away the day trades or that crazy thumper strategy that I was doing this week, between my normal trades, I made 5,200. So all that stress from doing those small trades only made me, what was that, like almost $800. I don't think it's worth it. Moving forward, here's my current positions. We're now up to 16 shares of QYLD. So we'll keep growing that ever so slowly. Newsy's up 420. Nice. Next week is going to be pretty interesting to go through because I have a lot of stuff expiring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 positions expiring next week. And you can see some of that is in red. A lot of those are looking like they might be assigned. I might have to roll a couple positions. So next week should be pretty interesting to see how I manage all these. I think NIO I'll probably roll. I don't want to take assignment on that. But Palantir and Virgin Galactic here, I'll probably take assignment and run the wheel strategy on them. And try to attack it, which I might make a video for next week that you can see how I'm going to attack a flat wheel. Because if you look at the prices here, Palantir's 22. I think it's ended the market day at 19, so it's actually down $3. So selling cover calls might not be worth it, but how can we make it worth it? Stay tuned to find out. What else do we have here? My 2 bear plays I put on are down, but these have until January 14th to run their course, so I'm just going to let those sit there and see what happens. So for some bonus talk here, something I wanted to experiment with is seeing what days I should be publishing my YouTube videos on. So this weekend, I might film 7 videos and then have those all release every day and see what days the videos take off and make those my days to release videos. Obviously, I think the portfolio weekly review is always going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock. I think that's something that's well established and a routine I can keep going forward. But I'm curious to see what days my videos would do well. So there might be a lot of videos coming out next week. If you have any suggestions for ideas that you want as a video, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm always looking for ideas. If you're ever confused about something I say in a video, let me know, and maybe I can expand upon that. So I'm always willing to look into that and help you guys out whenever you guys ask for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys had a good week.